Welcome back to the Davy Brown 990 Restoration channel. For those of you new, my name's Barry. And yes, it is the Davy Brown. We're back on the tractor today. Little job for today, we are going to start and get measured up underneath the tractor for a pair of springs. The brake return or brake return assist springs. They're the ones that pull the pedals and the brakes back into the neutral position. There's a pair of them. They're quite big, quite heavy. I have bought a pair in the past at 18 quid. I think they were 18 quid each. And it was advertised as being definitely a Davy Brown 990 selectamatic, and when they came here, not a cat and hell's chance were they going to fit on the Davy Brown. The price is just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So, since we've got our lathe, we're going to crack on and we're going to make some springs for it. As I say, today's little exercise is we're going to get under the tractor and we're going to measure up the length in its neutral position so we know the overall length of the springs. Now, we did just come back from Aberdeen where we were up seeing Marshall, and we did pop into Castle Fraser. I keep saying Fraser Castle, it's not, it's Castle Fraser. They had a steam rally on. There was a Davy Brown 880 there. Crawled underneath it, got this photograph of the brake return springs, so we know roughly what they look like. It's pretty obvious when you're under there where they should be attached to. All we got to do, get an overall length, do a few little sketches and drawings of what should look right, and make some jigs up, which will follow on in this video, so we can bend the ends, get them turned round, because we're going to make them with high tensile wire, which will take a lot of turning. I just want a little bending jig made. Might even make it so that it just fits in and measures at the size and does the job for you, rather than having to measure it out and hopefully potluck and get them both the same size. If we have a little jig, they're both the same size, aren't we? Right. Let's get positioned underneath the tractor and see what we need to do, eh? Back in a minute. The plan is a little simple piece of copper wire, a little piece of metal. What I want to do, just put a tiny little roll in the end, like that. And that is to go up into this eye underneath the foot plate. So let's get down without smashing my head in on the pedal, so that we've already done today. So these springs come from this little leaf underneath the foot pedal to this end of the captive pin for the brake rod. Now, I've got my pin in the wrong way, because if you look at this side, you'll see there's a shoulder on it. Well, the brake spring wraps around here. Have a look at this picture of the 880, and you see the spring wraps around this shoulder. So, and that's quite quick and easy, innit? We'll just loosen the two nuts off at the front here. In fact, they're loose. Just loosen those nuts off. Swap, pull the pin out, push the rod back, pull the pin out, turn it around, pop it in from this side. So we can use that diameter for today to do a little job. Because the plan is, this has got to go, and the finished spring has got to go through there and come to there, and then wrap around there. So it gets wrapped around there to there. Now if I just cut that off there, like so, keep that bit for the other side. I'll just shorten that a touch, pop that up there so it doesn't get stuck in any tyres. So that pops in there. That goes onto there of the finished article. And in the middle we're going for coils. And our coils have to be enough here. We could go from the end of that clip down to almost the end of that clip. As long as they don't interfere with the shoulder when they're being pulled. So, that's one side. Right, let's get relocated. Let's do the other side. Okay, so here we go again. Right hand side. Got to go from, well, this one's going to go from the inside to inside. This one's the right way. I will put, oh, you're always bumping your head under here. Put another little round end on there. Get me cutters. We'll come in here. So hooked it into the plate here. We're going to go over the top. I'm going to go underneath with that one because it's going to be easier to go underneath. And I'm going to just push it back over the top like that. Oh, straighten that one out a little bit. Get what cutters. Got a template for our right side, we've got a template for the left side. Let's get out of here, compare the two, and see if they're identical. Might be, mightn't it? So that's them there. As I say, they both could be made. That one, that's the left hand side one because it's slightly offset. I know the right one's the same as well. Ah, it is. So they both could be made from the very same template and the same jig. What I've got as well, I've got spare rods that this goes around, so we can measure them. We can either make rods the same diameter, or we can just use the metal that we have, drill some holes in it, pop those rods in and use those as formers to form the curls. We're going to take a bit of wire and we're going to bend it up into the shape of the initial hook on the top of here. This is what I did earlier. I did the feed by hand on this and it wasn't the best. Plus it was the bigger bar. It ended up with just over an inch diameter on the outside. So what we're going to do now, we've reduced the size of the mandrel to 1/2 inch. Hopefully the spring's going to end up with about 3/4 of an inch finish because there's a lot of spring back when you release the tension on. So to put the big eye on there, because that needs to come around a little bit further, and we need 2.5 inches of material. So we will just get our black pen. We will measure out 2.5 inches. Now, this is what we've got. We've got a dowel in here, 5/16. We've got a collared pin in there. The collar is the same diameter as the pin on the brake system on the 990. We've got a 5/16 welded into this handle. This handle is a piece of angle iron that we simply chopped the back off, and something in my head now is telling me that I shouldn't have because the rigidity was nice. So anyway, let's have a look. If we put the 2.5 inch on there, that's a better one, isn't it? Right, got it set up on the lathe. We've got our mandrel there. As you can see, we've got a spring in the groove so that it's got a drive in order to twist this around. We've got our lathe set on 8 TPI, 54 revs. The nuts engage because as soon as I started, it's got to go. It cannot sit and spin and do nothing, it has to go. Last time I did that, I did it by hand, which is why the feed was incorrect. I've got the steel marked at 2.5 inches, and that should give us 18 turns. This lathe, because I've got the inverter set on decelerate, takes 3/4 of a turn at this speed to stop. So roughly 3/4 before we get to that black mark, we've got to stop it and see what it looks like. Fingers crossed. We should have about 2.5 inches of coil there. Brilliant. Back out with a little feeder. It's long enough now. As soon as I cut this, that's gonna go ping, and it'll expand to its relaxed size. But I want enough length in here to be able to put the tails on and the hook. Keep your fingers out of the way because this will rotate like mad. Cling! There we go. Now we can get that off. Now that looks a healthier spring, doesn't it? What's our finished diameter on that? Somewhere near 3/4. What we need to do now is bend this tail 90 degrees out and 90 degrees in so that it cuts through the centre and then comes up pulling like that one does through the entire centre of the spring. So we're going to use a bit of heat to bend the tail. Right, just gently hold it in the vise. We don't want to be squashing again. We're going to heat this section up here and we're going to bend it upright. We've got a big spring and I just want to measure that off against, as I say, I want that about 1/4 inch shorter pen. So this bend needs to start about there. I just don't know why my handle doesn't work today. It worked the other day when I did my test spring. If we cut that off by there. This is proper high tensile stuff, this one. Right, I think that's just about good. There we go, 2 springs. We're going to go now and put these on my tractor just tweak them a touch so they look good. We're going to go and put them on the tractor. They might want the end chopping off there. We will find out once we get them on the tractor and see what they look like. Just need tweaking a little bit. There should be enough length in them to do that job and put enough pull on the pedal to return them. Right, here we are in my garage, squeezing my way in. I'm going to crawl under the tractor here. I've got the springs on. Give you a quick look. There, they look better, don't they? Don't look so clumpy here. As I say, they've ended up at about 3/4 of an inch diameter, and working beautifully. There's the passenger side one. We've turned the pin around. We've got that on the right way. I'm going to see if I can get to the pedals and then working beautifully. That's them on. They're looking good, they're working. I'll get me bits of padding off now to stop the pedals falling forward and damaging the paintwork. Right guys, as I say, tomorrow we'll get some more wire, we'll have another go just to see if we can make a tidy up here. And if we can, I'll show you them. If we can't, well, they'll just stop on the tractor, they'll be fine. They're doing their job. Right guys, thanks very much for visiting. As always, your time is greatly appreciated when you come to see what we're doing, tinkering on with our lathe and our tractor. And it's nice to be back onto the tractor. And now that we've got our lathe cleaned up and running and our suds pump working, hopefully we'll get a little bit more jobs done. Getting quite a bit done this week, mind. I put the taper pin into the PTO gear selector lever. I've changed the washer on the sump plug for the back axle because it was leaking, and when I took it to bits, the copper washer was just not thick enough. The steel bolt, the collar on the steel bolt was sticking just proud of it, and in the hot weather it was starting to leak because it must be due to expansion. So whip that out, put an aluminium washer in. It's lovely, it's dried up there nicely now. So do us a favour though, if you find these videos useful, please like, subscribe, share with your mates, give us a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow tremendously. But remember, don't overthink it. It's only nuts and bolts. Catch us in the next one. Ta-da now.